Welcome back to episode 5 of 0.5%. Today we'll be going over a win and a lose. We'll be starting with our win. I'm really excited to show this one to y'all today because it's a continuation from our previous episode. In episode 4, part 2, we had looked at the barchart.com website, gone into the sectors to see which ones were down. I came to the conclusion I was interested in ComServe, found Google, and today I had a successful trade of Google. In part 2, we'll be going over a loss I took with the crypto Cardano. I've traded this one before. I think we discussed it in a previous episode. But there was an interesting lesson learned here, and it wasn't a big loss. As soon as I bought in, I sold in 30 seconds because I realized I had done something dumb, which is going to be a good topic to discuss and hopefully bring up some questions for me to do some research and not be such an amateur at trading crypto. So thank you for tuning in and hope you enjoy. Thanks. Alright, before we get started, let's take a look at the plan and the tracker. We're starting on the 100K tab. So I had 2 additions to the trading calendar here, March 15th and March 17th. You'll see March 15th is in red. That's because I took a loss that day. And the 17th, today, we had a comeback, which is on a stock we were talking about in episode 4, so I'm excited to show it to you. We will go over the loss in part 2, but we're going to start with our win. First things we'll look at is the tracker to go over some of the details. The 2 trades we'll be going over are ADA, which I've discussed in a previous video, is a crypto Cardano. And the trade I'd like to go over in part 1 today is Google. If you remember at the end of part 2 in episode 4, I had found Google through looking at which market sectors are down, finding a company that was down for the day in a pattern that I like to trade, and traded the way I planned, and it worked out, so I'm excited to show you. Alright, but so starting off with Google, let's just take a look. I bought 10 shares at $166.73, sold at $167.56 for a gain of $8.30, exactly a 0.5% trade. I set it up for a limit sell, and that's why I got exactly what I wanted, but it turned out to be the best I could have done anyways, so probably one of my best trades. That's why I wanted to show this trade today. Alright, so this is Google today. You can see the time frame open here at 9:30, close at 4. Let's take a look at the day chart first. So what we were looking at yesterday was I might have to go to FinViz to map it, but I think it was something like trading in a channel. Like this. No, I believe it broke out of its channel. Let's pull it up real quick. FinViz. Reset filters. Alright, just search Google. Oh, it was an upward channel. That's what it was. And we saw this green candle yesterday, so we wanted to keep our eye on it. It's been doing this really easy to identify channel. All right, back to Yahoo. Let's go down to the 30-minute. All right, this is the trading day here, 9 to 4. Nope, 30 minutes a little too big. Let's go down to 5. This is where I actually started looking at the chart and started deciding if I wanted to get in. Actually, I'll show you how chaotic it was in the morning. So in the morning, there was a lot of volatility right out the gate. You can see from 9:30, it's just up, down, up, down, up, down, but in a negative trend. Even though we have this channel, it's a downward channel, and I'm not as confident in trading those yet. Part of my rule, as you remember, is don't trade in negative MACD. I'm always getting screwed there. And at about 9:48, it went into negative MACD. So I just stayed out of this. I waited, just kept my eye on it to, I think, yeah, about here. I noticed we had this triple bottom of support. And then right here between 11:45 and 12, a new trend starting. We now have a higher high and a higher low. So this is at about 11:45 is where I figured it was going to go sideways for a little while, but then I got my second bounce here, drew my support line. I watched it go up above the 20 moving average in the Bollinger Band, but if you come down to the MACD, it was still negative. So my rule is don't trade in negative MACD. Could have got in there, but it might have just gone sideways for a while, or it might have gone back down, and it did go sideways for a while. But at approximately 103, I got a third bounce for the support. I saw the cross to the top, so I bought in here at 112. Right when it crossed over the 20, the RSI is trending up. The MACD 15 just crossed over the 30, so we have a crossing moving average above, crossing the 0 of MACD, becoming positive. All the good signs that I like to see. So I bought in there, and I took a look too at the 5-minute chart. If we go back here, and this was another reason I was convinced to buy in. Really strong bounce right there into the trend. This is the first time of the day that it's gotten above. I expected it to go, because not only do we have the support of the 20 period moving average, but we also have the support of the trend line that we drew. And even though the trend line I drew is make-believe, made up, it held. So, and if we zoom out, this might have been, playing by my rules, the only trade I could have gotten today, and the best would have been down here, but it's not part of my rules. So this is, I think, the best and only trade I could have gotten today. I'm pretty excited about it. But let's go back to the minute chart. Where are we? We are here. All right, so let's take a look at, I want to take a look at this midsection. Why did I not get out here when it crossed under? So this is at like 2 o'clock. RSI is going down. MACD is going down. Oh, another thing to note though, I did set a stop loss this time. I forget for how much. I think at the price I bought it for. So it didn't break there, but also look here, you've got the support line I drew here. These lines are from earlier today when I drew them. I saw the support here. I also saw the long-term support pretty close underneath it. And honestly, I expected it to go sideways all the way to this long-term support, but it hit the bottom Bollinger Band, bounced back up, continued to ride the wave, hit my limit sell, and I got out with exactly 0.5%, which is my goal. And today was the day too that I couldn't really watch the minute chart minute by minute. So that's one reason I wanted to look at the 5-minute chart, because I could come back to it periodically, but this chart, it gave me a little bit more confidence to step away. And with the stop loss set, I wasn't going to take a loss. I was going to at least get the money I came out of, or put into it. And yeah, it worked out great. For the rest of the day, if we take a look, I don't think this opportunity would have worked, because I got exactly 0.5% over this spread, and this spread is about half the length. So that wouldn't have been a 0.5 trade available. And it closed lower than where I sold. If we take a look at the whole day, right up here, the whole stock was down for the day, but I came out with a win. So I might not have beaten the market, but I beat this company today, and that's pretty significant to me. Let's go back and take a look real quick at the actual gains. So I was risking 0 at one point because I was going to get back what I put in, but I threw down $1,667 and came out with $8.30. Just still fantasizing about if I would have thrown down 10 times that, would have came out with 80. And then 80 is a fifth of the $400 days that I need in the future. So that's pretty exciting, but also to keep not just in the back of the mind but the front is that loss that's above it. I'm kind of glad that happened, because it's going to be a great learning lesson for the next video. But it also just symbolizes that it can't all be wins. I feel like I've been so fortunate, like, to hold the swing trades that I did that went down and still came out with a win. Fortunately, these 0.5s are so small and so frequent. I can get a lot of them, but the truth is, it's not all going to be wins. All right, so in part 2, we're going to be talking about Cardano, but we've got a couple minutes left. I kind of want to go back to the bar chart and see what's going on with the market sector and see if anything changed today from what we looked at in episode 4. Let's take these off. I think we also looked at financials, so I'm going to put that on for a second. All right. Ooh, look at that. Financials did a big recovery. I think I discussed in one of my previous videos that I had looked at this, been in JP Morgan, held it, and got a swing trade out of it. And then today, ComServes found Google, got a win out of it today. So I think this is, I don't know if the plan's working or if I'm just getting lucky, but I feel good about it. That's nice. All right, so let's take a look at Tech and ComServe today. Tech had a bigger recovery, it looks like, today. Or maybe not. But a bigger recovery more recently. I think we still got more to see out of ComServices. So I'm going to do some research tonight. Look into another company there, or maybe Google again. Google could still keep coming up. I like the way it looked on the month chart, on the week chart, and on the day chart. But yeah, that's it for the Google trade, and thank you for watching. Stay tuned for part 2. Thanks.